Rudy, your mic is on mute, Rudy.
Rudy, we can't hear you.
No, he
Rudy
just disappeared. Yeah.
Where did he go?
Oh, he's back.
Rudy.
Can you? Oh my God.
Oh, we can see you. We can see you.
Great breaking day. Just
No,
another
now we
day at
can't.
the office.
No,
Okay.
now he's
come
sideways.
on, Rudy.
No, hold on. You gotta.
Rudy.
Oh my
Rudy,
God.
hit the mute button's right there on the bottom.
Just
to
do
the left.
whatever we want to do.
To the,
Wait, are you on a laptop?
Oh boy.
Oh boy, I love it. And the best part about that is I was trying to then talk to Rudy and realize I couldn't get my mic on either. So yay! Welcome everybody. You are watching The Jam. I'm Amy Rutledge alongside with John Hanson and Miss Felicia Lawrence.
Let the record show that that's like every day too. Rudy seems to have the most problems with Zoom, and I realize he's a new father and he's got a lot of things going on. But man, come on, we are 7 months in. Everyone's got to get their Zoom down.
But the best part of it is like, go ahead.
Zoom skills would be stronger right now. You know, by now it should have been like a muscle.
Yeah.
You'd be like, Rudy, you're muted. You're muted, Rudy.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, sorry. He's already halfway through his pitch. And then he's got to start over again.
Yeah, I just appreciate it though. It's a sign of the time and something that I think every office is going through right now.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's get it going. 17 years ago, Diane Latiker had one goal: keep her 8 children safe. She opened her home as a safe haven, and with that simple act of kindness, Kids Off the Block was born. We honor Diane tonight as one of our heroes of Chicago. She's written about her inspiring journey in her new book, Kids Off the Block. Diane joins us now. Diane, congrats on everything that you've done for the community. Why did you want to write this book?
I wanted everybody to, well, first of all, hello. Hi, everybody. I wanted everybody to know that they can start where they are. They can do what they can with what they have. You don't have to wait to help others. You don't.
Diane, I was blown away at the number of kids that you've helped. Not only your 8 kids, 16 grandkids, but thousands of kids have made it through your 2 flat in the Roseland neighborhood. And you've really pivoted here during the pandemic to help out kids that need it.
Yeah, we had to pivot. We're a physical organization. We're normally in their faces, really. And so when we couldn't do that, when the governor shut the state down, we had to figure out a way to help them and their families. And we did that.
I have to ask, as a mother myself, where do you find the strength to help so many kids? Because I know along the journey, it wasn't all perfect. It didn't always all work out. And that's a lot of kids. How does your heart stay strong enough to keep doing these types of things?
I attribute everything to my faith, because Diane Latiker would be on a fishing bank. She would not want to do this. But because of my faith, and I believe that this is what the Lord wanted me to do, and I just followed his guide. That's it. And once I did, I realized it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done in my life. I wanted to continue to help those young people to strive and thrive and be successful. It's the most amazing thing you've ever seen.
Oh, it gives me all the feels, because I feel your light and I feel your energy. I love it. What has all of your philanthropy taught you about people, taught you about Chicagoans?
People always remember how you make them feel. Always. I don't care what you give them. They always remember how you make them feel. And when I see young people, one of my little small act of just helping them with something they needed, not what I thought they needed, but what they needed. And then they come back later and they're doing it for somebody else. Oh man, my heart just, oh man, I can't even explain this feeling. I get chills right now and tears in my eyes, because when I see young people, that they're alive and that their power is who they give to and why they give. It's amazing.
That line about you don't give people what you think they need, but what they think they need is so important. Could you be specific about a couple examples of specific ways that you found a way to help a kid in need?
Maurice was 13 years old when he knocked on my door in 7th grade. And he said, are you Miss Diane? And I said, yes, I am. And he said, they say you the lady could help me. And I started looking around my living room like, who, me? I can help you? He said, yeah, I want to change my life. I said, excuse me, didn't you say you were 13? He said, yeah. I said, you have no life. You've done nothing. He said, no, Miss Diane, I've been stealing and robbing and beating up people, and I want to change my life. Well, I brought him in my living room and I sat him down. I asked him what he wanted to do. And do you know what he wanted to do? He wanted to play football. He just wanted to play football. And so we got him on the football team, got his grades up, started mentoring third graders. And he became this amazing young man. And it didn't take much for me to do that.
And that's the thing with kids. I mean, so many people, I think that it's like a financial thing. And if you don't have the finances, for a lot of these kids, it's just guidance and some advice and a little heart can make such a huge difference.
I found that it's more of a hope, a caring, a genuine love in their community from people who don't have to care about them. They don't know me. Maurice didn't know me, but he knocked on my door for help. And that's what he wanted, somebody in the community to care.
Yeah. Let me tell you, Diane, you are a true hero of Chicago, and we salute you. We salute you. You deserve it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys, to make a donation, to find out more information, you can monetary, or if you have donation of products, and to grab a copy of the book, you can check out kidsofftheblock.us. That's where you can get more information. And of course, if you know a hero of Chicago, email us at jamrealshy@wciu.com.
Oh, that's incredible. Look at the weather tomorrow. We're going to be a little bit warmer with a little afternoon sunshine as well. Hey, I want to tell you about what's happening in Lake County. The Department of Health up there, I say up there, I know a lot of folks of you who live up in Lake County, actually asking now for all schools to shut down its in-school learning and pivot to all virtual learning immediately. This is for private and public schools, K5 to high school, excuse me. Look, this is being due to a substantial increase in COVID cases, levels that they haven't seen since spring. Pretty intense stuff.
Yeah, school officials are mixed. Some saying that they plan to follow the rules. Others say that they won't. We've got a lot of issues across the state right now. Extra precautions also being taken at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign campus. First, spring break officially canceled.
Wow, and there's 3 extra days off in February, March, and April. The spring semester will also start later than usual, with classes resuming at the end of January.
Senior Director of Constituent Engagement at U of I, Andre Darlis, joins us now to talk a little bit more about this. Andre, it sounds like it's pretty proactive. We don't know what's going on with schools or how things are going to be, so it kind of makes sense that some of these breaks are going to have to go away to make up for learning.
Yeah, good evening, Amy, Felicia, John. It's always great to be with you guys. I have to say, first of all, we are so proud of our students, our staff, and our faculty. I think we were kind of a national model for the hybrid classes, the in-person and the e-learning too, when we let students return to campus. And when they did return to campus, we, of course, as we expected, did see a spike in COVID cases. We are so proud to say now that we have that number all the way down to, as of yesterday, it was 0.12%. And at the peak in the summertime, it was just over 2.7%. So we've gotten that way down. And we credit our students really for following the rules. And when they came back, they wanted to come back. They signed a pledge saying, we're going to follow the rules. We're going to test twice a week with the saliva test that we created in Champaign. And they've really been following the rules. 99.5% of the students have been great in following this. So as a reward for that, we are going to return to the hybrid learning model for the spring semester. And I say spring because it's going to be January. Students will return January 25th. They're going to have their fall break for Thanksgiving. And we are highly and strongly encouraging all students who travel. And when I say travel, I mean outside of Champaign-Urbana. We know we have so many students from Chicago and the suburbs, north and south and western suburbs. We're highly encouraging them to stay home because after Thanksgiving, for the remainder of our fall semester, classes will be remote. They'll be online. So there's really no need to come back to campus. So again, the urging to stay home and stay in place until the 25th. Now, for students who are going to come back and would like to return, their classes will still be remote. And they will still be required to test twice a week. but we have canceled spring break, as you said, Amy, for obvious reasons, because we don't want students traveling, going wherever they might want to travel to, not just Chicago, but spring break is typically a time to, in the past, had been a time to travel with friends.
There's a lot of concern about students going home in general for like Thanksgiving and winter break. Are you offering housing for students where maybe that's not an option for them or not a possibility if they have parents that are immunocompromised or something along those lines?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, John. We are absolutely, students who want to return to campus after Thanksgiving can. Classes will still be remote and online. So if they want to return to their dorms or their apartments, or if they're staying there. However, if they come back, they're still going to have to test. And here's the stipulation this time. We require students to test twice a week. And then on their phone, they have the Safer Illinois app, which grants them access into all campus buildings or denies them access based on what their test results are. They have to have 2 negative COVID tests 3 days apart when they return to campus. And then they'll have to continue testing twice a week. So it's very stringent, but it's really working. I mean, these students really want to be there.
Yeah. Obviously. Andre, thank you so much for joining us. Wish we had more time with you, but yeah, it's you got to keep things under wrap, keep everybody safe. And you, excuse me, you can follow Andrea on Instagram at Andrea Darlis and keep up with the latest on what U of I is doing to keep students safe at illinois.edu. Krista, over to you.
Hey guys, okay, this DIYer is taking Halloween to the next level. I'll show you these viral costumes coming up right after this, and we'll be live with her. We'll be back.
News you need to know, starting Friday, no indoor dining or bar services in DuPage, Kane, Will, and Kankakee counties. The state has mandated restrictions as a new wave of the virus has hit the suburban regions pretty hard. Meanwhile, 5 states, including Ohio, added to the city's travel quarantine order. There are now 31 states on the list, so basically anywhere. You can't come back to Chicago, it seems like. Which is pretty incredible. Also, Melania Trump, who still has some effects from her COVID diagnosis, a lingering cough, has canceled an event that was planned in Pennsylvania, and looks like she won't be hitting the trail quite as hard as she was planning to earlier.
Hey, we're getting some more news about the Breonna Taylor case. One of the jurors on the grand jury said that they were never presented evidence to consider homicide charges against the officers who fired the shots that killed Breonna Taylor when they served that warrant, that no-knock warrant at her house. That information coming out today after a judge, and came out anonymously from a juror, by the way, but a judge granted the request of an anonymous juror to see the rest of the transcripts. They wanted to make sure that all of this was as transparent as it could possibly be. The juror claimed the grand jury was not presented any charges other than that wanton endangerment charges, the 3 ones against Detective Brett Hankinson. Taylor was shot and killed in her house as the officers were attempting to serve that warrant at her home. Hopefully in the days coming, because this came out late this afternoon, we'll get some more information from some of these jurors, although likely anonymously based on the judge's ruling.
Well, these 2 candidates running for governor of Utah did something we haven't seen in a really long time. Take a look.
I'm Chris Peterson.
And I'm Spencer Cox.
We are currently in the final days of campaigning against each other to be your next governor.
And while I think you should vote for me,
Yeah, but really you should vote for me.
there are some things we both agree on.
We can debate issues without degrading each other's character.
We can disagree without hating each other.
And win or lose in Utah, we work together.
So let's show the country that there's a better way.
A better way. Spencer Cox and Chris Peterson, a Republican and a Democrat, they decided to record this PSA together. And this is what political decency looks like. I think it's kind of cool, you guys.
I do think it's kind of cool, too, because at some point, somebody within these 2 parties needs to stand up and say, we will work together to make this country a better place for all of us. And that's what most people want. The rest of the noise is what's causing us a lot of these problems.
Yeah, I don't know. Noise is sometimes good, though, right? Partisanship is good. I like them coming together about common issues, and this is a good example. I'm really a pessimist today. I was hoping to see that maybe more people would come together. It's like I alternate every day. There's some days I'm like, oh yeah, democracy, everybody coming together, love
you
and
said
peace.
Noise looks good. How does noise? When
Noise
is
is
noise
good,
good?
right.
Like, what you mean?
Arguing about this is like, let's not pretend that the president of the United States doesn't think that COVID is really a problem, okay? And we have an election coming up in 12 days, or in 14 days, excuse me. So partisanship is good. Calling Republicans out for their stuff is good.
But don't you think that some of just the blatant untruths that are coming out of a lot of the mouths, that's the noise we're talking about? We don't need that. Debate the topics, the policies. I am all for it. But quit the BS.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Say
No,
the personal attacks, I'm not here for.
Yeah, no, I agree. Tomorrow I'm going to love it. So just give me like 12 hours and I'm going to think it's the best thing ever. So I'm a flip-flopper on flip-flopping. Okay, let's move on. Apparently Apple TV is ruining the amazing holiday tradition of gathering around. Maybe you have a fireplace or something, and you watch the Charlie Brown specials, right? The Halloween one, Thanksgiving one, the Christmas one, all that sort of stuff. But apparently now you're going to stream it on Apple TV+. They're talking about the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. We're talking about Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. The good news is that Apple TV will allow some free streaming on the couple days before the holiday. But don't you miss watching this like collectively together? Or you're doing the Peanuts dance there, Amy?
I got the song in my head. Do 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 do.
It's like really fast.
Do do do. We taped them and kept them on our DVR for a year, so we got it. We're good.
Oh,
yeah, it's just certain things that kind of mark like the holidays and stuff. Oh, I hear Amy. That's pretty funny. But it's certain things that mark the holidays, you know, like around Easter, you want to see the 10 Commandments come on. Around the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Halloween, you want to see Charlie Brown come on. It's just certain things that are a part of tradition.
We used to have them on VHS tape. And we'd watch them, you know, because you'd like tape it for years and years and years. And like the commercials were still from 1987. Yes. And you're like, oh man, it's just like such a nostalgic feeling sort of thing.
The boys do that with them now. They're like, I want that for Christmas. I'm like, it's not around anymore. Move on, move on.
It's not $4 anymore. Inflation.
All right. Hey, Krista Green, over to you.
All right, guys, this might be the year that you need to make your own costume. Lucky for you, we're going live with a viral sensation. We're going to get some tips from her, so it'll help you out. We'll be right back after this. trending right now. A mom's crocheting skills are putting every Halloween store to shame. Stephanie Pokorny of Crochetverse is joining me now. Stephanie, this is incredible stuff, and it all started because of your kids, right?
Yes, thank you very much. It definitely did. It's all for them.
Okay, so tell me how long every single one of these costumes take, because your attention to detail and patience must be to the nines.
Thank you so much. So the costumes take between 50 and 70 hours to make. And I usually do that over the course of 2 weeks. So I work pretty feverishly for those 2 weeks while I'm making the costumes, but some have a little more detail and some have a little less. So it usually estimates out at about 50 to 70 hours for each one.
Wow, I mean, we're looking at some now, and I saw that you have a little special guest with you. Is that one of your kids with you in the screen?
Yes,
And
this
what
is
is he?
Jacob, better known as Pit Bonnie from Five Nights at Freddy's.
My ball pit is actually. Did you know the ball pit that Pit Bonnie has is actually time travel?
It has a whole
It's
story to
time
go with it, which
travel?
I don't know about. I just work for him.
He's like, Mom, this is the costume I want. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's so cool from top to bottom. I mean, how far in advance do your kids have to let you know what they want to be for Halloween? Because I imagine that if you're crocheting from pattern or if you're freestyling, it's got to take a lot of planning before you even start actually crocheting.
So we take a ton of pictures off YouTube.
They decide what they want. Yeah, you're right. They decide what they want to be. And then they tell me, and honestly, a lot of times I get the question of, oh, my kids change their mind all the time before Halloween, don't yours? Well, because this is a tradition we've been doing for so many years now, they look forward to it and they're excited about it. And we start, and they are part of the process. So as I create it, I'm trying it on them, making sure that it fits and that they like it and it's comfortable. And so they see it coming to life. So having them be a part of the process really helps them stay, this is definitely what I want to be. So that's how that works out.
Oh, so fun. It's got to be warm too. Stephanie, for anyone out there who wants to tackle this, I mean, we're in quarantine, crocheting's kind of making a comeback. What tips do you have?
I think the best thing that I would say is a lot of people are like, well, how do you do this? You know what? You honestly just have to start and try. First, start by making like a tiny little shape. It's called freehand crochet, what I do with this. So there's no patterns for this. I do sell patterns for smaller scale costume type things, but for the elaborate ones, they're completely freehand. So if somebody were to decide to crochet, say to yourself, I'm going to make a heart, but I'm going to do it just by sitting down and making it. And just keep trying and trying and trying until you get happy with the way it looks. Then you can go to something a little more, a little bit of a different thing. Yeah, challenging. Go to something a little more challenging. So
I
would
love
just
it.
say,
I love it. I did not crochet this sweater, but maybe I will attempt it one day. You guys keep up with Stephanie's Crochetverse creations on social media or at crochetverse.com. Thank you so much.
Okay, I gotta ask you guys, what do you think about adults that dress up with their kids for Halloween?
I'm in. Family fun.
Like in a
definitely
theme?
doing that.
Like a
John's
theme?
definitely doing that. He's trying to act like he doesn't get it. I know you're going to do that.
No, I'd do that for sure. I'd do it.
That's like family Instagram goals.
That is true. That
We
is
know,
true.
Chris.
If I'm having kids, I want points from them on the internet. I'll tell you that.
Yes, that's Instagram gold, man. You
Otherwise,
should have
what's the
many
point?
at once. Lots.
Many kids at
I like
once or
matching
Instagram?
outfits, though.
We just Instagrammed
Yeah.
Amy's twins today. Follow us on social media at the Jan TV Show.
Wait till you see their costume. It's epic.
Miles is my favorite. Miles is my
Not
favorite.
after today, you wouldn't be. Oh.
When?
Well, hello, everybody, and you are watching To The Jam. Welcome, and thank you so much for joining us on this Tuesday evening. I'm Amy Rutledge, alongside John Hanson and the lovely Felicia Lawrence.
Hey. Oh, okay. Let me tell you about this, you guys, because apparently Mothman, sorry, I got excited for the intro. Also, John was dancing, so he might not be a pessimist anymore. Have you moved over?
No, I'm dancing through the pain, baby.
Okay, let me tell you about Mothman. He was sighted at O'Hare by USPS worker. Apparently, the worker was going to her car when she chirp chirp for her lights came up, and then she saw this figure that was a few feet away. She jumped in a car, and of course, the figure ran towards her and then flew up in the air, she said. Crazy, right? She thinks that it's Mothman. If you're not familiar, Mothman is a cryptid like Bigfoot that originated in West Virginia back in the 60s. Looks like this tall, red-eyed winged creature. And she's saying that she's seen him. And there have been some other sightings around Lake Michigan, too.
I know the Mothman story very, very well because it's a rumored and true crime to be the reason for a bridge collapse in the 60s.
Yeah.
Because it all led up to this big bridge collapse, and they didn't see Mothman for a while. West Virginia, Ohio, all the Great Lakes region. So I ain't crossing any bridges, is all I'm saying, over the next couple of weeks.
It was also a really cool movie with Richard Gere, if you want to, looking for something.
Oh, I love Richard Gere.
Oh, I do too. I'm an optimist about Richard Gere. I just said Greer. Well, very good. Let's
But
keep
you like him
going.
anyway. That's cool. Hey,
Whatever his name
Both
is.
Richards.
we've got a community movement that you may want to get behind. There's close to 9,000 people in the Glenview-ish community that are rallying together, signed a petition to help a local guy get his job back. He worked at Jewel Osco. His name is Khaled, and he was fired from the store in August. Apparently, what had happened in August is he got into an argument with a customer over the customer not wearing a mask and began to raise his voice to the customer. That customer took video, sent it to the store let the employee go, right? Well, come to find out from a lot of the people that work there and that frequent the store that this guy had been bullying this store employee for months, calling him derogatory names, just really making this individual not feel so good about himself. And so there's this big rally to get this guy back on the job because he was just trying to protect other customers.
I absolutely love that the community has stepped up to rally around this man. This is the issue with our society right now. The fact that, you can't speak up, because if you speak up, well, what kind of retribution, what kind of backlash are you going to get for speaking up for yourself and standing up for what's right?
Yeah, for sure. I think it'd be a great PR move for one of the other grocery stores to hire him really quickly.
Oh, yeah, he was there for 14 years too. It's not like he was just a summer worker.
Yeah. He knows what he's doing. Hey guys, before we move on, I want to let you know some breaking news that we're just getting. Details really few right now, but a small plane has crashed along Lincoln Highway in Ford Heights. Reports of one injury. Again, this is all new information we're getting here right now, but a small plane crash in Ford Heights, obviously far south suburban Ford Heights along the Lincoln Highway, just west of 394. So as the Bishop Ford kind of extends down, you get to hit 394, and just west of there is where this small plane crash happened. They're asking drivers to steer clear. We'll keep you posted if we get more information about that serious story. Other news today in the sports world, the Hawks sent a letter out via social media and to their fans as well, kind of talking about what their future goals were. This is the letter here, and it says popular, hey, look, we've let a couple players go that we know you all love. They're referring, of course, to Corey Crawford, the two-time Stanley Cup winning goalie. And this is kind of a letter that people are saying, like, this is a rebuild without saying the word rebuild, right? The last few years, the Hawks have been disappointing. They made the playoffs this year, and they did great. They did a lot better than I think people thought they would. But they are really tight on salary cap. So basically people are saying this is the Hawks leveling with fans, and I'm not just saying this because I work for the Hawks too, but I do appreciate when franchises are honest about it. Like, hey, look, we might have some time. We're going to try our best. Here's what we're doing. Here's what the plan is.
Yeah, I mean, this is what, the Cubs did this, the Sox did this, not publicly, but I mean, teams have kind of essentially not cleared the benches, but kind of done that. You got to rebuild sometime. You got to get some young talent in there and you got to build them up. All right. It's got to happen. Unfortunately, we lose some of our icons in the process, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately.
Yeah, when I hear about stuff like this, I'm always thinking about the people's families, because I'm like on the other end, they're like waiting, like what's going to happen with their life. I guess I should have that much sympathy because a lot of them are millionaires, maybe some thousandaires. But I'm always thinking about them when I hear about trades and rebuilding.
That's up.
Hey, let's turn now to a classic movie, Stole Our Hearts, one of my absolute favorites. Every time it's on TV and I click on it, gotta watch the end of it, and tells the story of a Latin music icon.
Now this is nice. What do you think?
Where am I gonna get the boobs for that?
True. No.
Oh, it just gives you all the nostalgia. The movie Selena premiered 23 years ago, and now a new generation is getting to enjoy it for the first time too. Chicago native Alex Meneses played in that iconic scene, and she joins us 23 years later. What does that film and the role mean to you?
Hi. Am I on?
Yes, you are on.
Hi, good
How's
to
it
see
going?
you. Good to see you. It's going great. It's going great.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to your stories. I'm listening to this lead-in, and that guy from Jewel Osco should get his job back. Not only was he protecting the other customers, he was protecting everybody that worked at the store. They have to deal with people coming into the store constantly. If you don't have a mask on, who knows where you've been? Who knows what you got going on?
Yes.
Right? So it's a shame he was fired. But 23, has it been 23 years since Selena? Holy
I couldn't believe that when I
cow.
heard that today.
I
does
can't
seem
believe
hard
it
to
right
believe.
now. I thought I was 23. Oh my
You
God.
look like it. You look like it.
Wow, it's 23 years ago. It was a crazy time because Selena had just passed, and this film was being done by her family. The family wanted to do it before anyone else did because they figured someone else was going to do it. And they wanted to tell their story and tell it correctly and have Gregory Nava, an Oscar-winning director who directed El Norte, which is one of my favorite films, direct this film. It means, I mean, it's, people go bonkers when they talk about Selena, or they know that I was in it. I was actually hired to play Suzette, the sister, but I just, I couldn't get there physically. We tried. I was eating enchiladas and drinking milkshakes for a few weeks, but it was just not quite right. And the director said, "Listen, I want you in the film. I want you in this film." So he wrote a part for me, part of the cousin.
Nice.
And it was wonderful. It was a great experience. It was great to hang out with J-Lo and with Constance Marie, and to be in Texas and to play in this film that about an iconic Latina character. And she's actually not an immigrant, and her parents are American as well. But Latinos doing great. And so
it's interesting to pivot now to the new movie that you've got out called Wall of Mexico, because you think about everything else that's been going on in the world, the wall and all of our politics, and then you think about a Latina 23 years ago breaking in and having this huge movie that was so big to people. Is there a similarity, not obviously in the movies, but in the time and the place of these movies?
Well, I think Wall of Mexico, like Selena, is very timely. I mean, for everything that's going on, and not just the debacle in the U.S.-Mexican border, but in the Israeli-Palestine border, in the crisis in Europe, in India and Bangladesh, in all the upheaval that's being felt in the country, and actually we affect the rest of the world. So I think it is very timely because of that. Now, when I read Wall of Mexico, I'm like, I don't want to do a movie about the Wall of Mexico. It's going to be so sad. And then I read it, and it is so eloquent, and it's so artistic. And the way they shot it, it's so beautifully shot. It's like this artsy, psychedelic, very sexy, cool film that has to do with a family of educated, beautiful people who never age. And why don't they ever age? Well, there's a story that there's a fountain of youth on the property, and people start stealing that water. And so Isa Morales, who plays my husband, who plays the father of the family, the patriarch, builds a wall around our property. So it keeps what we have inside and keeps out the people that we don't want to come in. So it's a metaphor.
Yeah.
For what's
happening. And I just want to know if you've got that tapped into your house there, because you look like you don't age at all.
Okay. Seriously.
Oh, no. I've been in the business a long time. It's all about lighting.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, we're working on that on this end. So I want to ask you about the new Netflix series that's coming out for Selena. Are you going to watch? Are you excited? What do you think?
Oh my gosh, I can't wait. Are you kidding? I love Selena. I know all of her songs. I have to tell you that Selena was not a big part of my life before the movie, I'll be honest. But after doing the film and realizing the impact that she had on young girls everywhere, she's not just Latinas, just young girls who want to follow their dreams,
Yes.
I know all her songs. I know the story. I know the family and the family unit and their strength. It's a beautiful thing. So I cannot wait to see what's going to be happening with the new series.
Oh,
awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
Well, Alex, thank you so much. We
Thank
are
you.
always proud of our Chicago girls. So thank you so much for representing.
Absolutely.
Follow Alex on
Always.
social media and watch Wall of Mexico on Amazon, Google Play, and Hulu. And Vudu, I should say. We'll be right back, guys.
All right, news you need to know. Google is being sued by the Justice Department for being a monopoly. The DOJ claims the company paid billions to other tech giants so it could be the default search engine on their devices.
Huh. An amended lawsuit claims Cheer star Jerry Harris tossed a cell phone months before his arrest for sexual exploitation of kids. He was allegedly warned the feds were investigating him by an owner of Cheer Athletics back in May. He's currently being held in a Chicago jail.
At least 7 people have been arrested for trafficking more than 3,600 flying squirrels. The $1 million scheme spanned from Florida to Illinois, where the flying squirrels were then shipped and sold overseas as pets. Huh. Looking at tomorrow. Cold weather. Yeah. John, over to you.
Actually, we're going to go to Felicia. Tell us about D-Ray Davis. I know you can't wait to talk about this story.
Yes, Chicago-born comedian D-Ray Davis. We know him well. He was a guest on the talk show The Real Today, and he talked about his throuple relationship. There's 3 of them in a relationship, D-Ray and then 2 other girls. They've been his girlfriends for a really long time. He said everything is going well, and they plan on being together forever. You guys, they've been in a relationship for 5 years now.
So, like, I am obviously someone who, look, any relationship you want to be in is great, right? Like, I'm trying to balance this, like, positivity angle of, like, love is love, you do you. Yeah. But, man, this is just weird. I've always thought thruples were so strange. I don't know how people make them work. You really have to find 3 people, well, obviously, but 3 people who are really equally committed to it. I always feel like there's one of those people that's in that throuple that don't want to be there.
That's going to be like jealous or, yeah,
Right.
I'm with you.
When I first heard this years ago, I thought that it was just him being a celebrity, him having his cake and eating it too, a guy taking advantage of his status. And so I was shocked to hear him just claim it so boldly. He's talked about it openly before, but he's just like, yeah, we're going to be together forever and we're happy. And they asked him about quarantine. It sounds like he's going through the same, similar relationship drama that other people have. It's just 2 extra people. But I'm with you, John. It sounds like a whole extra person to keep happy.
Yeah. Now maybe quarantine's not time to have a throuple. Now that's the one time I could see it. So speaking about connecting during quarantine, take a look at this.
Connecting is such a perfect title.
In the weirdest way, it's what we've all been finding a way to do.
You think she spiraled into depression? Oh my gosh, we have to find her.
I'm on it. She's depressed. She's not gonna answer.
Relax.
What do you mean you all tested positive?
Connecting, following a group of friends, how they're handling the pandemic. It's basically this show, but a lot funnier. And Parvesh Cheena joins us. He stars in it. Parvesh, thanks for being here. Much like SNL, it was when they went and did when they were at home doing the stuff. It was somewhat fun to kind of look in the mirror of what life is like and make fun of it. And that's what's charming about Connection.
Oh, I mean, you just showed clips. That's where we film. That's my kitchen. A lot of vitamins. My mom still sends me vitamins from Naperville. So whenever I see a clip, I'm always like, yep, that's the laundry room right there. Oh, we film. You'll see. This setup is not my wonderfully art directed life. This was a lot of Emmy nominees who were like, we should adjust this, do this, RBG. I mean, this is not me, but I love it and I'm keeping it.
That's so much fun. When you were approached to kind of tackle this project, it must have been well, first of all, great to have something creative, fun work to do. But then doing it from home, do you like that or do you miss getting on set and doing stuff there?
I honestly have to say I've become more of an introvert the older I get. I'm happy. I'm at home. My dog is right here asleep. And the thrill for I'm a stage actor from New York, so I do love people and the live experience. But I do love television and I'm very grateful. We are literally 10 years to my first big break on NBC, which was Outsourced 10 years ago. So to come back and just have this little element of and you'll be filming at home. I'm I will take it. I'm a good Midwestern boy. I like work. I have a good work ethic.
Yes. Do you have you're from Naperville, shout out to Waubonsie Valley.
Yeah.
Have you been able to, I'm from Downers Grove, so close enough. But
Downers Grove north or south?
South. I was a Mustang, not a Trojan.
Hey, so you guys had the good speech team.
State champion, baby, a couple times.
No, wait,
Were
which
you
one?
Radio
What did you
speaking.
do?
Well, I got second, actually. Hold on, I got second. What about you?
I did some HDA, but we were lucky at Waubonsie that we did 8 shows a year. So big props to, District 204 and the arts education. But we were so lucky because then I do hear from some friends where speech was paramount because you could just do it yourself or with one other person. But we were lucky. We did a lot of musicals, plays, everything. So our speech team wasn't as strong as our production, regular musicals, show choir, everything. But we know Downers Grove South, you guys were pillars in speech.
Yes, very
debate.
I'll take that, Joy, and I will hold on to it very much. Before I let you go, I got to mention also, I've been a big fan of yours for years, for a long time. I'm probably the only person, well, I don't know, you let me know. I specifically remember you in your one episode in The West Wing and working with Alan Alda. Your line I often quote, it's right after he loses the presidential election. I know it's a very small little part, but do people still recognize you from things like that, the little things that you've done, as well as the more prominent roles you've had?
No, you're absolutely right. Because people love The West Wing. They just had the West Wing podcast, literally went through every episode. So when they got to that end of the series, when I appeared, I got all these messages. I know Josh Molina a little bit from just comedy stuff in LA here, and he always makes fun of me for that appearance. So no, I definitely know. And then The West Wing's they have a reunion, everyone's doing a reunion right now. So they're having one. So West Wing was a big, big deal. And that's also that moment where I'm I'm going to be this big dramatic actor. No, I'm a half hour guy.
Well, we really bonded here, by the way. Speech team, West Wing, and so much more. We got to hang out digitally more. Parvesh, thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Love to the Midwest, my roots.
Yes, shout outs. Woo. There's social media.
Look at how dashing that guy is. He's got glasses.
That's serious, Parvesh. You are ready for whatever is coming your way. And you can stream Connecting as well, of course, on peacocktv.com.
Yeah.
All right, let's head to break with a look outside. A rainy night from the Royal Sinestra Cam. River Cam, I got it.
All right, we're going to be talking to Tamron Hall tomorrow. Her second season has started. She's got a big award this week and has some really cool guests coming up.
Yes.
Love that. Guys,
Looking forward to that.
Sorry.
You guys are all staring.
I'm distracted. I'm coaching. I'm texting my old speech coach from Downers Grove South from the shout out from Parvesh. So she's going to be very
Of course
thrilled.
you are, Don.
I'm sorry.
Speeches are not trending tonight on Twitter, I'll tell you that. But trending is coming up
Okay.
right after this, so stay tuned.
That was a segue. It's raining. people.
I learned from I'm gonna be snappy.
Snappy.
All right, guys, topping the trending chart tonight, Disneyland. Now, the park's going to remain closed, and people are mad. And I'm over here like, Navy Pier went virtual. Can't Disneyland do the same thing? All right, moving on. Fans are sharing the hashtag #SaveTheBananas. Are you confused? I will explain. Now, this YouTuber, Bad Boy Halo, he was streaming with Minecraft players, and he started going on a rant about that bananas are going extinct because of a bacteria. Now, it turns out that they actually are going extinct. So, Amy, next time Henry wants to stay on Minecraft, let him go, okay? He might be learning something.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, let him go because he could save the bananas? He doesn't listen to anything. What are you talking about?
You never know what they're learning there. All right, hang on, guys. One more story. So the comment section of this TikTok woman's page is going crazy, okay? So she's this balloon artist, and she recently just started posting her prices because people were asking. Now, cue the controversy. People were getting so upset with her, accusing her of overcharging and scamming people. $300, $500, $420. You can see the nasty comments there. Would you guys ever pay for this? I mean, her business seems like it's thriving.
No, but girls got to eat, right? She working her balloons. So there you go.
And if you don't like it, don't pay for it. Right?
Hey, you guys.
Don't order it.
Cameron Hall on the show tomorrow, and then we're chatting with comedian Rob Schneider.
Oh, that's big. Woo!